Good morning. I'm Isaac Castro, and I'm honored to serve as the ministerial intern for this congregation, and my pronouns are he, him. Welcome to our service this day. In this sacred space, we celebrate our humanity, our diversity, and the boundless love that unites us all. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix strives to be a spiritual community for our time, one that is theologically diverse, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. Our doors swing wide to embrace all who seek a welcoming place. May our worship today be a source of inspiration, a comfort in challenging times, and a call to action. If you are new here, which I met some of you when you came in, a loving welcome to you. We encourage you to come back several times as our services are different each week.
I'm Benji Messer. I use he, him pronouns also. Today's service is the second in a three-part series where we're looking at prophetic thinkers who speak to the political violence going on in the U.S. today. Our opening hymn, which we sang last week, and I think may just be the theme song for this series, is called No One Is Getting Left Behind. It's by Joshua Blaine. It's been sung a lot at protests and rallies recently, and goes like this. Oh, a lot of you probably remember it from last week, so let's just sing it together. Please rise. Please sing with me. The lyrics are, no one is getting left behind this time. No lyrics from the top. Okay, so the lyrics are, say after me, no one is getting left behind this time. And then after we do that a few times, we get there together or never get there at all, right? Together or never. Check it out. We'll do it a few times so you'll catch on. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. Again, we get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. Again, we get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. One more time. No one is getting left behind this time. No one is getting left behind. No one is getting left behind this time. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. We get there together or never get there at all. Let's tag that line. We get there together or never get there at all. Thank you. Please remain standing for our chalice lighting.
Good morning. I'm Amy McKlindon. I'm your worship associate this morning, and my pronouns are she, her. Please join me as we recite our covenant, and Bonnie White and Ed Cernek light our chalice. If you are watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please light it with us. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to share our strength in fellowship, thus do we covenant. And before you sit down, please wave to our folks on Zoom and take a moment to turn around and smile at your neighbors. Thank you. You may be seated.
From our civic engagement team, the Arizona legislature continues to introduce bills that warrant your attention and concern. Just this week, there are bills that would require all state agencies to share information with ICE, make it a crime to blow a whistle to alert neighbors to ICE presence, and to wear a mask at a protest. Check out Compass to learn how you can express your views on such bills from your home computer. The recent staff changes in children's ministry have impacted many in our congregation. We will have a gathering on Monday, February 23rd at 6 p.m. This is a time for gentle reflection, a safe and supportive space for congregants carrying loss, pain, and grief, and a time to honor those no longer serving in this ministry. If you're holding difficult emotions or loss or grief over this transition, we welcome you to share this space. Details are in Compass, and it's important that you RSVP to this. There is childcare provided, and they are going to have food, so they want to make sure they have enough food for people coming and enough childcare for people coming too. And I want to invite John LaBarbera up for a special announcement.
Thank you, Isaac. Hello, I'm up here to talk to you for the first time today in my capacity as nominating committee chairperson. It's that time of year again. If you are interested in congregation leadership, we are now accepting folks for the 2026-2027 nominating committee, board of trustees, the foundation board. We have several positions open in each of those categories. If you are interested, ooh boy, that was cool. If you are interested, talk to me, talk to Lydia, talk to Kay, talk to Sharon, talk to Liz when she gets back, talk to Ed sometimes, or we'll come find you. So, if you are interested, we would love to have you. The next couple of weeks, we're going to be a little more aggressive in finding nominations. So yeah, if that piques your interest, we're here. Thank you.
And I should say, you get to serve. You get to serve, that way. You get to serve. You get to. And I want to also invite another John Palumbo, up for a special announcement.
John Show.
Good morning. In 2 short weeks, on March 1st, we will start our 2026-27 stewardship campaign. Just like last year, we will have volunteers ready to help you make your pledge, so please look at your finances and be ready to make your financial commitment to the congregation. To help motivate you, I would like to invite up Sydney Harrison to share with you what UUCP means to them.
So different up here. Hello, I'm Sydney. My pronouns are they, them. This is such a really cool vantage point. I'm so jealous of Rev. Christine. Sorry, I squirreled there for a second. So why UUCP is important to me. So I have been a member of UUCP since 2018, and I feel like this congregation has supported me through a lot of different and really hard life transitions. And just like the transitions we're having here in the congregation, it's been a big support for me and made me feel like I'm not so much alone in this life situation. And I feel like I'm cared for, and I love to spend time with children's ministry and hang out with our youth and our young adults, and we get to continue to do that with everyone's support. So, yeah, thank you.
And now let's draw deeper into the present moment. Reverend Christine likes to do this. I'm not as good at it, but I'm going to try today for you all, okay? Yeah. Nope. Nope. Yeah. And Sydney Harrison's going to deliver our opening words.
Hello again. So our opening words today come from Octavia Butler's Parable of the Talents. Beware, ignorance protects itself. Ignorance promotes suspicion. Suspicion engenders fear. Sorry, words this morning. Fear quells, irrational and blind, or fear looms, defiant and closed. Blind, closed, suspicious, afraid. Ignorance protects itself, and protected, ignorance grows. I now invite our children, youth, and any adults who would like to come forward for Together Time with John LaBarbera.
Hello, come on up, don't be shy. We're going to read a book today. It's called The Artivist by Nicholas Smith. Now, we talk a lot, and we've been talking a lot the past couple weeks about the world being on fire. Now, that's both a metaphor and literal because of the effects of climate change. So think about that while we read The Artivist. Thank you. I love to paint. It relaxes me. They say I'm an artist. I love to help my community, to seed goodness in the world. They say I'm an activist. But sometimes the world that I see is not the world that I wish to see, and the problems seem larger than life. I want to scream. I want to help. I want to act. I want to hold up a mirror to the world and show everyone what isn't working right. This needs to be fixed. This needs to be fixed too. Above the surface, this seems right. But that's when I realized that fixing things requires us all to look deeper. All I can think to do is paint the problems and the solutions people can work on together. I think it's time to combine both parts of who I am, to take action with my art. It's time to become an artivist. I will sketch and draw and scribble and paint the broken bones I see and the healing I hope for. Until, hopefully, I open a few eyes to the things that aren't working right. Or many, many eyes. That's right, very good. Artivism has the power to spark the compassion and empathy of the whole world, and the artivist can light that flame. The artivist can inspire others to give back by painting what every person deserves. We do. Clean water is very, very important. We deserve. We deserve. That's all you need, really. The artivist must be brave enough to speak up even when it's scary. Does anybody want to read these signs?
My life is worth more than overcome. No more silence and gun violence.
Excellent.
Protect kids, not guns.
Excellent. Thank you, Oliver. And humble enough to listen before speaking. The artivist is an ally. Who wants to read this one?
Protect trans kids.
Thank you, Oliver. The artivist is a protector of the planet and the planet's children. The artivist is a memory keeper, painting justice for all, especially all those who no longer have a voice. The artivist doesn't only paint, she sings, he writes, they film. We repurpose, we build. We bring awareness to what can be changed for the better so that everyone can take action. The artivist is a visionary who pieces the world back together until the world is whole again. The artivist is you. What change will you create? Thank you all so much. Appreciate your time today. You can go ahead and take that, Oliver. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. You can all go back to your seats. Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Each month, our congregation selects a local organization that takes action on issues in alignment with our UUCP mission, and we share our offering with them each Sunday. This gives you an opportunity to learn about the organization, reflect on your level of interest and appreciation for what they are doing, and act to support them, either by donating to the offering in service or online, or by finding out more about them, perhaps to volunteer or consider another way of contributing to their work. It is an opportunity to learn, reflect, and act. Service is our prayer and one way of being centered in social justice. Our February Share the Plate partner is the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. UUSC addresses the core causes of injustice by partnering with local communities, amplifying their voices, and advocating for institutional and systemic change. They recognize the inherent worth, dignity, and power of all people. For all that you give, we are so grateful. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in helping us to pass the plate. We recognize that our lives are interconnected. Part of our journey as a community is sharing our significant milestones, joys, and sorrows. If you're on Zoom, you can put a note in the chat. And if you're here in person and want us to read your joy or sorrow next week, please fill out a card at the small table at the back of the sanctuary. I have for Melanie Negro asking for comfort for the Snyder family for the loss of their matriarch, Colleen. We're holding the Snyder family and Melanie in our hearts. Mark Hayduke Grenard shares that Jack Grenard is back home from rehab. He is getting in-home nursing and physical therapy, and we're so happy to hear that. And Victoria shares on behalf of Liz Merchant that Liz shares a sorrow that she's still in Atlanta with a blood clot in her leg. Her joy is that her broken leg is healing and she is in great care. And Liz, we are sending all our love to you in Atlanta and hoping for a very speedy recovery. Checking to see if we have any joys and sorrows from our folks on Zoom. May our joys and our sorrows, those that have been named and those that we hold in the quiet sanctuaries of our hearts, help us draw closer and care for one another.
I invite you for a time of meditation and prayer. Take a moment to settle your body, take a few breaths, and be here in the present. And if I'm honest, this is usually when I stretch. Today's words are a poem that comes from Karen Solmonsson, and I apologize if I mess up that last name. The world is both burning and blooming. You get the bad news and the sunrise in the same day. You cry over the headlines. Then you laugh at a baby wearing a hat shaped like a bear. This is the dual citizenship of being alive. Rage and reverence, grief and grace. You are allowed to feel both. You are allowed to scream and still notice how good the soup is. You don't have to choose. Let it all in. Blessed be.
Hey, y'all. So, while I tune, I will tell you that I hadn't planned to be here today. I had booked a guest artist, and they turned out to be unavailable the last minute. But the benefit to me, that sound, let's see. I get to play this song that I've been wanting to play and I hadn't been able to fit into a service. I really love it. I hope you like it too. It's the new single by this songwriter David Berkeley, who lives in New Mexico. Oh, right. I know it's been harder than you let on, trying to keep it together best you can. Watching this country we were born in turn to some place you don't understand. And lately I can't sleep unless you hold me. Darkness wakes me up most every night. And sometimes I go out and walk the city and wonder what we're doing with this life. my America, red, white, and bruised, please don't give up on her, and I'll keep trying to. Now my neighbor's working doubles at the diner. Her husband's out of work and is ashamed. And each night when she gets home, he's always angry at the people who they tell him are to blame. But I don't give a damn if you were born here, and I don't care to whom you give your heart. All that should matter is your kindness, and that everyone is trying to do their part. Oh, my America, red, white, and bruised, please don't give up on her, and I'll keep trying to. Snows that melt in Minnesota water the fields of Illinois and carry this rowboat toward New Orleans, where a father is fishing with his boys. And the same winds that blow across California the mesas of New Mexico and hold that eagle over Georgia before swirling off the Carolina coast. And the same hopes that I have for my children are the same hopes I bet you have for yours. The same fate is what we all are facing, then what's the point of trying to keep score? Do you know the chorus? You want to sing it with me? Oh, my America, red, white, and bruised. Oh, you sound beautiful. Please don't give up on her, trying to. Thank you. Please don't give up on her. I'll keep trying to.
Thank you, Benji. Hannah Arendt was born in 1906 to a Jewish family in Germany. She was a political theorist and one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century. Her work explores the nature of power, authority, totalitarianism, freedom, and the human condition, with a particular focus on how modern political systems shape individual responsibility and public life. With the rise of Nazism, Hannah fled Germany in 1933, eventually settling in the United States. Her experiences as a refugee and witnessing totalitarian regimes deeply shaped her political thought. She passed away in New York on December 4th, 1975, long before today's current political climate. Today's sermon will be different from what we normally do. I've asked our worship associate, Amy, to lend me her voice in portraying Hannah's political thoughts. I want to be very clear. What Amy will be sharing are the narratives I've crafted about Hannah's teachings. And I'll be referencing these shared narratives in my responses as if I'm speaking to Hannah directly. Y'all could love this, y'all could hate this. I could love this, I could hate this. We're gonna find out together.
Totalitarianism is not simply a harsher tyranny. It is a political order that destroys the boundary between public and private, truth and propaganda, conscience and obedience. It seeks to control not only actions, but reality itself, making a single, unchallengeable story the only world that can be lived in. It does not rely on monsters, but on ordinary people who stop thinking, stop judging, and stop seeing others as fully human. In this way, the human capacity for plurality, the very condition of freedom, becomes the first casualty. Even in the darkest of times, we have the right to expect some illumination.
The world is on fire, and our political system is actively trying to become totalitarian from your description, Hannah. Please send help. I'm navigating a government that is having no problem terrorizing its citizens in the streets. They are actively ripping families apart as I write this to you. They are blatantly killing people and telling us not to believe what the videos are showing us. There's a narcissist in our Oval Office, and his compatriots are so fearful of him and his followers turning on them that they bow and kiss the ring to keep their own positions of power. And it's driving me insane watching it all unfold right before my eyes. I see my Unitarian Universalist faith's value of pluralism being dragged in the dirt daily. There is no space for any type of meaningful actions or understandings with this fascist regime. You share that plurality is the very condition of freedom and is therefore the first casualty towards totalitarianism. It pains me to agree with you that this is occurring. Within our states and major cities, freedom is vanishing. They are scouring our country for immigrants to feed into the for-profit prison system that the United States has embraced for far too long. And the system in place is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, Hannah. And you're right. Outside monsters aren't needed. We have had so many people in our society openly degrading Black, brown, trans, and queer individuals for so long that they seem eager to embrace the notion of viewing immigrants no longer as humans because they've been painted through propaganda as criminals, gang members, and rapists. When the regime's own Justice Department is shielding the true monsters within the Epstein files. Maybe I should ask them to release the Epstein files in Spanish. Because then they'll actually give a damn about the files as much as they've been complaining about the Super Bowl halftime show being performed in Spanish by Bad Bunny. And Bad Bunny, who is a United States citizen, yet they still try to portray him as not. You share that even in the darkest of times, we have the right to expect some illumination. These are dark times. It's not darkness that scares me, though. It's the fires fueled by all of this hate. Need I remind you, Hannah, the world is on fire. And it feels like a blazing heat that's moments away from roaring up and engulfing everything. Simply trying to tell someone to keep living feels so out of sync right now. Perhaps the realistic goal would be telling someone to continue not dying in these flames as the world burns. But that's part of their goal, isn't it? For us to just focus on survival for ourselves while they oppress those within our margins and move on to their next targets, so their evil deeds can continue.
When I speak of the banality of evil, I do not mean that evil is trivial. I mean something far more disturbing. I mean that great wrongs in the world are often not committed by fanatics or sociopaths, but by ordinary people who refuse to think. They accept the language of their time. They perform their duties. They adjust themselves to what is expected. And in doing so, they participate in destruction without ever confronting what they are doing. The horror lies not in monstrous motives, but in the absence of reflection, in the failure to pause and ask, what am I becoming? What am I enabling? Evil, when it spreads most effectively, does not roar. It proceeds quietly through routine, obedience, and thoughtlessness.
Hannah, I'm tired, hungry, and angry already. Just go ahead and tell me how they find the path forward amongst all this evil. I'm listening and I'm ready. Because if folks aren't anxious, depressed, distracted, and absolutely losing their minds right now with all of this, that just means that they are accepting this as, hold on a second. It just started clicking. You're telling me the evil I'm witnessing is spreading because folks are forgetting their moral conscience and just quietly letting it become their new normal. Like how companies and universities are getting rid of anything DEI because they may miss out on government funding. Or how news media outlets are framing stories without holding our current politicians accountable. And major law firms are signing contracts with the Department of Justice to offer pro bono work for our government. Or where tens of thousands of individuals are signing up to become Border Patrol and ICE agents because Department of Homeland Security has offered student loan forgiveness and $50,000 bonuses. And since our systems are set to keep folks in poverty, people are more than willing to take those jobs and enact such evil across the country. Where is the empathy? Where is the compassion? What has happened to the moral compass of so many people in this country? But the United States has always had this part of its history, hasn't it? Enslaved black people built this country. Exploited immigrants maintained this country. Indigenous folks' lands were stolen by this country. And witnessing Christianity being weaponized as justification throughout all of these instances. Hearing how if Jesus showed up now as an immigrant, he would only be welcomed if he had his papers. It's infuriating to me because if this belief of being a Christian nation had any spine, then followers of Jesus would be seething at these vile acts and join him in flipping tables, similar to when he was clearing the temples of Jerusalem of money changers. In Matthew 21, verse 13 states, "It is written, 'My house shall be called a house of prayer,' but you are making it a den of robbers." Because this nation has turned into a marketplace for billionaires to rob and extort the 99%. and they are absolutely destroying us. Our nation has become built to support the elite and wealthy. We don't need to examine outside of our borders to see that evil forces have been alive and well for a long, long time here. And they aren't actively quiet any longer. They don't need to be. My body gets so tense and angry just thinking about how long this creeping evil has been infiltrating Hannah. There has to be a way to rise against this fascism, these oligarchies, and the rise of totalitarianism. But I really need to find something to smash, or somewhere where I can just scream and shout out all of this rage before we get there. And maybe you need to scream and shout right now too. Why don't you join me for a moment? Ready? Oh, that felt good. In a moment, we're going to scream and shout one more time for good measure, and then Benji will use that energy to sing us some of All You Fascists Bound to Lose before Hannah Arendt comes back to share one more piece of wisdom with us. So here we go. Ready? You ready to sing, Benji?
Sure. Yeah. Words of prophetic thinkers. Woody Guthrie is another one. So we'll get to sing this later too, but if you pick it up, feel free to join. This is his original lyrics that he recorded in 1942. He said, I'm gonna tell you fascists, you may be surprised, the people in this world are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir, all you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. We got people of every color marching side by side. They're marching across the field where 1 million fascists died. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. This is the chorus. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You got it. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. Oh, all you fascists bound to lose. You heard me now. All you fascists bound to lose. You bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All right. Thank you. We'll sing that again in a minute. Yeah.
Power is not something that is possessed by a few, nor is it merely the ability to command. Power is created when we act together, when people gather in a shared world and make their intentions visible through speech and deed. It is the living expression of our plurality, our capacity to appear before one another as equals, to begin something new. And it is precisely this capacity that offers the only true rescue when the world grows dark. What saves the world is natality, our ability to begin again, to introduce the unexpected, the unprecedented, the humanly new. Even in dark times, we kindle light, not as a solitary spark, but as a communal flame carried by those who refuse to surrender to despair.
Hannah, you're sharing 3 important things with me here. 1, power is created when we act together. I see your emphasis on the power that comes when it's organized together. Similar to how Reverend Christine answered the call, over 1,000 clergy showed up in Minneapolis. and how people in Phoenix were showing up as ICE raids began recently. I had a colleague tell me that his community protested the local police department daily because they had signed a contract to support ICE with local immigrant raids in the area. After weeks and months of daily protests that grew larger, the department had to hire more officers just to cover the crowd. And it grew to the point where they canceled the contract with ICE because it wasn't financially viable anymore. After all, they were bleeding more money covering the protesters than what the ICE contract provided. When the quiet evils are losing their wealth, they are quick to bow out. These collective movements are the living expression of our value of plurality. I'm hopeful that as we continue to gather and act together, we'll bring about substantial change as equals in a new form we are still imagining. 2, what saves the world is natality, our capacity to begin again. In 2025, I had signed up for a rapid response training and missed it. I messed up my schedule and placed it on the wrong date. I felt horrible because I had been wanting to join these networks of resistance. And there were no plans yet for the next training session. Thankfully, another got scheduled for early January, and I eagerly registered. The week of the training, the murder of Renee Good happened, and I got a notification of the training location changing a day prior to the event. I thought they might have decided to move out of fear. Turns out, they had to move because they had an influx of registrations. What had normally been around 20 folks for a training had ballooned up to 500. Yeah. The resistance within the community had emerged from its survival hibernation and was ready to begin again. I met several folks that night who just couldn't be on the sidelines any longer. 3, even in dark times, we kindle light. When the world is burning, survival begins with thinking. Slow, honest, courageous thinking. To question the path we are on and how they impact ourselves and others. Not to be thoughtless of the quiet evils we may be harboring, and instead embrace the kindling lights that guide us through such dark times. To embrace our empathy, compassion, and moral compass. The world is burning, yet as you share, Hannah, even in the darkest times, we have a right to expect some illumination. I believe I've just witnessed a large illumination occurring this past week after the Super Bowl halftime performance. The Latina community feels seen and represented on the world stage from a performance that highlighted so much love while fighting such vile hate. And the minute details of such aspects are still being dissected to determine how many forms of resistance, cultural embraces, respect for the past, and nods to the future were showcased in a 13-minute performance. Witnessing those small kindlings come together and forming into communal flames carried by those who refuse to surrender. The light in our dark world got brighter this week. I can feel it. Thank you, Hannah Arendt, for your profound, reflective teachings that are essential to our community's survival. I'm ready to be part of the flaming love our world needs now more than ever. And as Bad Bunny himself showcased, the only thing more powerful than hate is love. Amen, and so it shall be.
Thank you, Isaac. Yeah. I don't have a Bad Bunny song prepared. I promise if I had been scheduled for today, I would have. But let's sing All You Fascists Bound to Lose again with some updated lyrics for today. Please stand and sing with me. There's a fascist in the White House, caught us by surprise, but people all around the world are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Here's the chorus now. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. There's people in every city marching side by side, and we're not gonna stop until we abolish it. You're bound to lose, this fascist bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. Oh, all you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you're fascists bound to lose. Our fight seems never ending, but just you wait and see. Oh, we'll win this with our hearts in solidarity. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. Oh, you fascists bound to lose. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to. Let's do one more. Oh, all you fascists bound to lose. Whoa, all you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. You bound to lose. You fascists bound to lose. Amen.
After our service ends, noon activities will be listed on the screen. In children's ministries this week, Amanda, John LaBarbera, and John Palumbo are leading YRUU, while Sydney and Carrie will be discussing the gift of invitation with younger children. Please join us for coffee hour with food and refreshments in our community space, which is just across the patio. Isaac, please close our service.
Unitarian Universalist Wayne Aronson says, "Take courage, friends. The way is often hard, the path is never clear, and the stakes are very high. Take courage, for deep down, there is another truth. You are not alone. Go in peace, go in love."